know if you can see it or not, but this leaf chain is bent. Let's fish this chain out of the evapor rust. Oh, boy, that looks a lot cleaner than it was. I'm going to go rinse this off and hang it up outside to dry, shoot it with a little WD-40. And then we'll look into straightening it out and inspect for any other damage. Well, I just rinsed that chain off underwater to get the evapor rust off of it. So let's hit it with a little water displacement 40, just so it doesn't rust. Of course, our humidity is down here in the desert from what it's been, but I don't want to take any chances. So we'll just give this a good soaking, a good old WD-40. Wind's blowing out here, so I'm probably going to wind up wearing some of this, but yeah. This counterweight is 17 inches long and 3 inches in diameter, tapered on each end. I'm betting it weighs 40 pounds. It's really heavy when I pick it up. I'm going to have to get it on a scale just to satisfy my curiosity. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a wire wheel to this. I just got it sitting on a chunk of scrap channel iron there. I'm going to take a wire wheel to this and then treat it with mineral spirits and hit it with some paint. I'm not going to film that. I mean, wire wheeling and painting is just not interesting content, but at least you know what I'm up to. And this is my setup for getting that done. I've been expecting this, and it arrived today via UPS. This is from my buddy Webb up north. He called and told me it was coming. He's been sharing a lot of goodies with Whalen Wire up there in Washington State. And I guess he decided to spread the wealth to an old family friend. And so I'm almost afraid to touch it. One of his good buddies up there built this box to ship it in. And I mean, it's finished in high gloss lacquer or varnish or something. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm afraid to touch it. I mean, the box itself is a gorgeous gift. So Webb had, I believe he shipped it UPS ground, and he had his reasoning behind that. Webb's a railroad guy, has been for decades. In fact, he ran the locomotives in the shipyard that I retired from. Webb worked in the same place. He was in transportation. He ran the locomotives, moving heavy gear back and forth across the shipyard and up and down the piers and everything else. So Webb is a real railroad guy. So the way he shipped this was to ensure that part of its travel was on railroad. So let me get a tripod and set you up. Let's open this box up. So Webb, if you're watching, I called Grant on his birthday, and he said be sure to tell you hi. So you got a personal greeting from Grant. Okay, I got my little impact here, and let's open this up. I'm going to tell a little story about Webb that he relayed to me years ago. And if I get any of the facts wrong, Webb, well, I'm sorry. Correct me in the comments. So, in the shipyard we all worked in, Christmas time was kind of a big deal. And up in officer country is where all the high-ranking officers resided in gorgeous old Victorian homes. They were built around the turn of the 20th century. Well, anyway, there's this giant, I can't remember if it was a grand fir or a noble fir or a Douglas fir, but it was a big old conifer. That was designated as the shipyard Christmas tree. Every year, the shipyard commander hosted a tree lighting ceremony. By the way, I've been informed not to touch the painted screws, so I am following instructions. Well, anyway, it's Christmas time, and the public works electricians had strung all the electricals and got cranes and everything else and strung the lights on this Christmas tree. Webb was tasked by his supervisor in transportation to take the street sweeper up into officers' country and, clean things up, because all those conifers, there's pine cones and needles and everything else all over the place, and every time the wind blows, it covers everything. So they wanted everything squeaky clean for the shipyard commander's tree lighting ceremony. So Webb jumps in the street sweeper and he heads up to officers' country, and he's got the brooms going and he's in the cab whistling, and all of a sudden he noticed that the big Christmas tree was shaking violently, and he thought, man, must be one heck of a windstorm come up. Then he got to looking around, and no other trees were moving. And something dawned on him, and he looked down, and his curb broom had grabbed all the electrical cables that the Public Works electricians had run up to the Christmas tree, and it was just wrapping around the curb broom and ripping all the tree lights and extension cords and everything else off that tree. So he's scrambling for the controls to shut down that curb broom. And he turns around and he beats feet back to the transportation department, dragging electrical cords and Christmas lights bouncing and breaking all over everything back to the transportation office. And of course he told his boss what happened, and boy, I guess the Public Works electricians really had to scramble to repair all the damage. And then Webb said, after that, they wouldn't let me drive the street sweeper anymore. So there, I told on you, Webb, and everybody gets a good shipyard story. Well, this one screw here was painted, and it looks like the paint was removed, so I'm going to risk taking it out. Whoops, doggone it. I put a mark in this beautiful box, and I lost a screw, which is going to wind up in my tire. Maybe that's what I get for not following instructions. Okay. Let me find that screw real quick, or I'm going to have a flat tire. Man, I got lucky. That would have wound up in a tire for sure. Man, there's screws all over. I wonder if this is one of these gags things where I pull out 10,000 screws to get this box apart, only to find another box inside with another 10,000 screws I got to pull apart. We'll see. Sorry about the wind noise. It's been howling here for the last couple of days. March and April are our windy months, so that's where we're at. I'm trying not to destroy this gorgeous box here. Oh, I got a musty smell. This could be interesting. Ha! Oh my God. Webb, you are the man, brother. This is perfect for that Camelback drill press. Oh my God. And it's even etched on here. I don't know if you can see it. Matt Stewart, Silverdale, Washington, my hometown. And that's where we're all from. Webb and my brother and everybody. Oh, that's brand spanking new. What a gorgeous bit. I wonder what Morse taper that is. That thing is huge. Anyway, Webb, I am going to cherish this. Thank you so much. This is absolutely awesome. So Webb, being a railroad guy, he sent me 2 stickers. By Rail Rhodes. Rhodes is his last name. I don't know if you can see that or not, if it's going to wash out, but hey, let's get one of these on the toolbox, and then the other one is going to go on the drill press. It is only appropriate that an old family friend goes on the top row of the toolbox here, starting a new row of stickers. So Webb's going to go right here on top. Absolutely awesome. I love that sticker. There's a close-up. Railroad crossing, or I should say rat rod crossing by railroads. Webb is building a rat rod out of the first car he ever owned. I think it's 55 or 56 Buick. And he's doing it in a railroad theme. So I like this rat rod crossing. Of course, I got the rat rod upside down. Either that or crossing would be upside down, but it doesn't matter. Railroads. I love it. That is an awesome sticker. So this drill bit is a 2-inch high-strength steel or high-speed steel. I can't remember the HSS designation. My machinist buddies, if you're watching, one of you can clue me in the comments. I think it's high-speed steel, but it could be high-strength steel. Doesn't matter. It's a full 2-incher. There's a better view of my name and hometown etched into the Morse taper shank of this giant drill bit. This thing is just so cool. Man, oh man, oh man. Our salubrious southern Arizona weather has suddenly changed for the worse on us. We had a frog strangler come through here. It lasted about 20 minutes. I got a river flowing around the shop and heading east to the San Pedro River. Yeah, ugly day. All right, the counterweight turned out really nice. It's all painted up and pretty much cured. Yeah, and I got one other thing to show you. Just finished painting the bottom side of the table. I had it set up out here on sawhorses between rain squalls, and I lucked out. Got it painted and brought it back in here just before the next rain hit. So this, of course, will take longer to cure because our humidity is back up. But yeah, this is turning out good. All right, I got this chain just gingerly snugged in the vise. I don't want to crush any of these joints, excuse me, and bind it on the pin there, but I'm going to see if I can't just straighten that out a little bit more here. Put just a little more tension on the vise. All right, there's one. I got a couple more to do. I do believe I'm going to declare victory on this chain. There's a couple of links that may still have a bit of a kink to them, but sorry, lousy camera work. But by and large, it's straight. There was 3 or 4 links with bent plates that I was able to gingerly straighten out. And I think it turned out good. So the next step on this chain is I'm going to grind the head off that pin. Well, first I'm going to cut these broken plates off, drive the head off that pin, and because this is where it connects to the spindle. And I'm going to utilize all 4 plates here to pin to the spindle instead of the original 2 that couldn't hold up to the strain. And yeah, and then I still have to clean out the, run a tap through the hole there before I screw the stud back in. I'm also going to cut off this extra little link here because it's not doing nothing except getting in the way. So yeah, but that is going to be for the next video because this one's getting pretty long. And so yeah, we'll bring you back here in a second. Well, I apologize. I kind of let this one get out of control and get a little bit too long. But I had so much fun unboxing that gift from my pal Webb up north. I couldn't help myself. Well, okay, more progress. Yeah, the deal with the chain, I just explained all of that. So some minor touch-ups on that chain, screw it back into the counterweight, and then it's time to get the column back on the base with the table mount. And I still got to figure out a way how I'm going to clamp that chain, hold that counterweight in place, you know, while it's in the column and the chain comes out the top, before I can get it connected to the spindle. I got to figure out a way to just hold it in place till I get the rest of that assembly on there. So yeah, well, we'll just deal with that when we get to it. So for now, I'm just going to say thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. I sure did. We'll see you real soon on the next one. Bye for now.